With I Sell Health Incorporated calling you today on our life insurance key considerations. Today's questions are: what happens if I fail to make the required premium payment? And should I buy a basic life insurance policy, or should I consider some of the enhanced policies? Let's start with the first one. What happens if I fail to make the required premium? First of all, most policies have a grace period of 30 days or so. Some are 31 days, some of them are 21 days, I guess. But for the most part, you have the grace period. Now, if you have a cash value life insurance policy, whether it be a whole life or a universal life, oftentimes the cash value buildup can pay the premium for you. So if you miss one, they just take it out of there. I personally have a whole life policy that pays a dividend, and the dividend can be used as specified in the contract to pay the premium. At this point, I had to pay for a certain amount of time, and now payments due in December, and some years I pay it, some years I don't. Kind of depends on really how busy I am during the holidays, if I remember to pay it or not. But the policy will always continue. So the only difference is I have more cash value in the policy than, or I don't. It's about $300 a year premium. So either I pay the $300 or I don't pay $300. So it's just one of those things there. So that's how that kind of works. On a term policy, yes, the policy, if you don't make the policy in the 31-day grace period, would lapse. So you don't necessarily want to miss a payment. Automatic bill pay is very good. Bank drafts are very good, so you don't have those problems. Always something to think about there. Now, the other one, should I buy a basic life insurance coverage, or is it worth considering all the bells and whistles? That also depends. Every situation is different. Now, also, there are some policies now that come standard with some of the bells and whistles. For example, in the state of Illinois, all policies, come with what's called an accelerated death rider, which means if you are terminally ill, you can access most of the policy to pay for any medical expenses and things like that while you're still alive. It's just like an advance on the death benefit there. So, but you have to have a terminal. You have to be diagnosed as terminal. So that's one thing. There's also some policies that come with what are called living benefits, and I blogged this just the other day, which you can see at isellhealth.com. But there are a lot of plans out there that come with what are called living benefits, which is like a critical illness if you have a heart attack, stroke, or cancer, or pays you a portion of the policy of the death benefit. Again, maybe $90,000, $100,000 of the policy accessible, sometimes more than that. Also, some of the policies come with a long-term care benefit, which I really like that one when it comes standard, because long-term care is fairly expensive, especially when you think about buying a long-term care policy. You're generally in your 60s and it's fairly expensive. If you buy it in your early 50s or mid 50s when it's still affordable, you're not going to need it for a long time, so you end up paying for a benefit that you may or may never need. Not that long-term care is not a valuable product, because it is, but if you can get it as part of your life insurance policy, something that's a better advantage there to you. One of the riders that I do recommend on a regular life insurance policy is what's called the waiver of premium benefit. What that is if you become disabled, a lot of policies have this benefit where if you're disabled and you can't work, and you can't generate income, if you purchase that rider, you don't have to pay the premium for as long as you're disabled. Some of them have a 5-year limit on it. They're all a little bit different, but that's one that's pretty valuable, because there's a chance we could all become disabled at some point in our life, and that's when you probably need your life insurance the most. So that's one to think about. Some of them come with it there, and again, every situation is different. Some people just feel like you need to add this and add that, and that's okay. You have to think about what your cause is and what your goal is when you buy the life insurance policy. Is it solely for death benefit? Is it to replace income? Are you using your life insurance policy as a retirement program? All those things need to be considered when deciding how you're going to design the policy, and that's something that you and a good broker can have a conversation with. Again, all these questions are answered on my blog at www.isellhealth.com. Have a great day.